So if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan, or even a Calgary Flames fan for that matter, or both like me, you're well aware of the Sean Monahan situation. He is lighting the Habs scoring sheet on fire. He does everything, both sides of the ice. I was at the game, his return to Calgary, and dude, I watch pretty much every Montreal Canadiens game, but seeing it in front of me, how effective he can be in the face-off dot, how effective he can be on the penalty kill, on the power play, in all situations, man, does this guy ever play really, really good minutes for the Montreal Canadiens. And it just gets me thinking, it's not just the points. Everybody's saying whatever it is, it's 16 points in 23 games or something like that for Sean Monahan since putting on the bleu, blanc, et rouge. But it's all the other stuff, and it's the stuff off the ice too. When Daryl Sutter says that if you were on a long-term contract, that's captain material, that's a captain. When he says that, that's huge, okay? This is not a nobody like me saying that. This is Daryl Sutter, the head coach of the Calgary Flames, one of the most storied coaches in NHL history, saying that. It's huge on the part of Sean Monahan. That's the guy who put the C on Jerome McGinley's chest, right? So that's heavy, heavy praise off the ice, on the ice. He is such a valuable asset that I'm starting to think that absolutely the Habs could flip him for a first-round pick at the deadline if they wanted to. And again, in the summer, I was the one who came out and said, this is a robbery for the Montreal Canadiens, and I got absolutely flamed for it, okay? People telling me I'm an idiot, I can't believe that you think that this guy who's broken, he's beat up, it's a dump by the Flames, it's a terrible trade for the Habs, blah, 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 smart by the Flames to dump him, it's not a robbery at all, you're all this stuff I got. Now, it looks like it big time, right? So, to me, it just looks like such a good trade for the Montreal Canadiens, not just because Monahan's playing great and gelling with the guys on and off the ice, but also because, again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. You guys know this already. The Flames also gave a first-round pick to the Montreal Canadiens just for them to take Sean Monahan. It was like a buy one, get one free type situation. They gave the first-round pick to the Montreal Canadiens for them to take Sean Monahan, right? But now the conversation is shifted to, okay, well, when are the Habs going to flip Sean Monahan near the trade deadline for more draft picks to help the rebuild? And what draft picks or prospects are they going to get, right? That's what the conversation is shifting to, right? We're going to talk about that in the other video, but right now, it's why and how the Habs almost missed out on one Sean Monahan here. And if you don't know the story, hey, I didn't really know it either because it was pretty hush-hush until the Flames swooped in at the 11th hour to acquire Nazem Kadri in the free agent market. Everybody thought it was going to be the New York Islanders. Remember that? The Flames swoop in at the 11th hour and snag him. But in order to do that, Brad Treliving was looking to dump Monahan's money in order to get Nazem Kadri, right? So Darren Dreger reported on this on Insider Trading that the Arizona Coyotes were actually the front runners. And apparently it was well known around the league that, oh yeah, the Coyotes are going to take Monahan. The Coyotes are going to take him, right? And he even says that Arizona seemed to be imminent for where Monahan was going, but it eventually fell apart. Quote, the Montreal Canadiens were not the first stop on Brad Treliving's shopping tour, said Dreger. It actually began and thought it finished with the Arizona Coyotes. That deal fell through. In the end, Sean Monahan ends up in Montreal, but he was being used as a pawn. And that's such an interesting little tidbit there from Mr. Darren Dreger because, to me, a lot of people are heralding this as Kent Hughes' best deal as the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens. And I know a lot of people in the comments are going to say, oh, Monahan wasn't traded for nothing. Future considerations is going to end up being something. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. Hey, for all intensive purposes, right now, it's nothing. And future considerations, you can hope and pray all you want that it's going to end up being like the second coming of Wayne Gretzky coming back in future considerations. It doesn't happen like that. The future considerations back to the Flames, they're not going to reveal in 6 months that it's a blue chip prospect or a high draft pick. That's not how this stuff works. That future considerations, I'm telling you right now, will end up being pretty much nothing valuable for the Calgary Flames. So get that out of your head, Flames fans. Stop holding on to that. Let go of that future considerations that was tied to the other side of the Monahan trade, okay? But As on the Habs side, it's considered one of the best trades made by Ken Hughes to take that cap dump and take a high draft pick for him, and now you can maybe turn Monahan into an asset that you can deal at the deadline. Or, hey, I'm on the train of the Habs should keep him. Like, part of me wants to see him win a cup, but I just love what he's doing. I think he's the perfect age to be a veteran where he's not going to melt away because he's too old or fall apart like he's in Robots, right? But he's also not too young where he's not a veteran who doesn't know the ropes. Like, he knows the league, he's been around, he gets it, he's a great role model, can help the young kids, but he's also not too old. We're not talking about Joe Thornton here, right? So I think he's just in that perfect sweet spot that he should stick around during the rebuild, because to me, this is the type of guy that, because again, not everybody in a rebuild can be 22, 23, 24 years old. You need some guys in the rebuild who are a little bit older, who can show the ropes to the younger players. Like Nick Suzuki, not that he's a bad face-off guy. Same thing, I know Kirby Dach's a winger right now, and he might stay that way, but if the Habs ever decide they want to try Kirby Dach at center again, he has not been a good face-off man in his career, and Sean Monahan is an amazing guy in the face-off dot, and it came with experience. I remember in Monahan's rookie season, he was not all that great in the face-off circle at all either. That's something that you learn the ropes. You learn how to win face-offs in the NHL consistently, and who do you learn it from? Do you learn it from the guy in the 15th row shoving popcorn down his throat? No, you learn it from the vets, okay? That's where you learn how to do this type of stuff. And again, Monahan is that perfect age where he can still produce decently, he can shepherd the young players, and I think you can re-sign him at a pretty reasonable cap hit. People are coming out here saying, oh, $5 million for Sean Monahan. I do not buy that for a second, okay? With his injury history, nobody, I think, is going to give Sean Monahan $5 million. Knowing everything we know about his injury history, his hips. Yesterday, he was again pictured after the Calgary game with a boot on his foot. Like, this guy is almost always injured. Why would you tie $5 million to that? I think if the Habs signed him 2 years, $2.5 to $3 million, a steal. And he can help guys like Suzuki, like Caufield, like Slafkovsky, who, by the way, Slafkovsky, Monahan, Anderson as a line looks awesome. I think they should keep it that way. And I love that right now as a second line for the Montreal Canadiens. And that's exactly what I mean. That's my point. That's why I think Monahan should stay, especially because the Habs almost missed out on him. And now you were so lucky to get this guy. Although I can also see the opposite argument now that I'm saying that you were so lucky to get him and you almost missed out on him that it would be a shame not to flip that for an extra asset. I get that, but people also have to look at him being on the team as an asset, okay? This isn't just, oh, he's going to score goals on a team that's not going to win, so the goals don't matter if the Habs are rebuilding. No, he's an asset because of the experience and the wisdom that he provides to the team. He is really helpful to the development of guys like Caufield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky, especially Caufield and Suzuki. People want to think that these two guys they're already superstars who are grizzled vets. Like, this isn't Crosby and Malkin we're talking about here. They are still young. They're in their early 20s. Okay, I'm 22. I'm looking at these guys, they're 22, 23. Like, they still need some guidance. They're not like let's not act like they're 30 years old. They've been in the league for 10 years, right? So they need some more guidance still, and Monahan can absolutely help with that. And clearly we know that now that he's leadership material. So, hey, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I really do think they should keep him, especially because they almost didn't get him. I think you could absolutely sign Monahan for another 2 years. $3 million. I think that'd be plenty reasonable for both sides. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. As usual, I want to hear it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.